I'd now like to call on stage the session moderator, Rajdeep Sardesai, consulting editor, India Today Television, to introduce the speaker for our next session. Let's begin this session and have a huge round of applause for Rajdeep Sardesai as we welcome our next guest.
Ladies and gentlemen, vanakkam once again, and welcome to another of our stellar guests who's joining us here at the India Today South Conclave. He's one of the rising young politicians of the country who is playing an integral part in building or rebuilding his state in many ways. He's someone who's got impeccable credentials, comes from one of India's storied political families, but is carving a niche on his own. Please welcome a minister in the government of Andhra Pradesh handling several important portfolios. Nara Lokesh is our special guest. Please welcome Lokesh here on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, politicians come from different backgrounds. Some come from more privileged backgrounds than others. Others have to prove themselves over the years, even if they have a famous family surname. And that's exactly what our guest who joins us now has done. He played a crucial role in the victory of the Telugu Desam last year in Andhra Pradesh. His yatra had an important impact, and since then, as minister in key areas like IT, he's driving his state forward. Please welcome our special guest here on the India Today South Conclave, Nara Lokesh. Lokesh, welcome. I want to start by asking you a question which is going to play a major role in the next 24 hours. Tomorrow, around this time, the elections will be held to the Vice President of the country. And everyone wants to know what are the Telugu-speaking MPs going to do, because Revant Reddy, Chief Minister of Telangana, has made an appeal that this is a matter of Telugu pride that you vote for the opposition candidate, Justice Sudhakar Reddy. Is your party going to vote for Mr. Reddy, keeping in mind the Telugu factor, or are you going to stick with the NDA candidate, Mr. Radhakrishnan?
Rajdeep, thank you very much for having me here. It's always a pleasure. Telugu right time, right place, right leader makes all the difference. We believe in the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister. So it could be the Vice President election or various other elections. Our support is very clear. We're going to support the candidate of the NDA. 2, after the NDA announced the candidate, myself along with all my MPs, we went and wished CPR sir in Delhi. And Sudhakar Reddy Garu was announced as a candidate after that. So they knew that we are supporting CPR Garu. The support is quite clear, and they played politics with it. And we are not going to succumb to such politics.
You're saying they played politics with it. CPR is from this part of the world, from Tamil Nadu, and you've got Sudhakar Reddy, who is someone born in what is now Telangana, but is being projected as a symbol of Telugu pride. So what happens to the Telugu pride? This is a vote which individual MPs can take. You don't have a party whip. What if some of your MPs decide, no, Telugu pride matters more than anything else? Is there a Telugu pride factor in the vice president candidate being someone who's a Telugu bidda?
No, Bharat first.
Bharat first.
Bharat first. That's been our agenda. We are quite clear on it. It's important that we continue to support the leadership that can lead India from the front. We believe that that is the Honorable Prime Minister. We support his leadership 100%, undisputed. So we are not going to get distracted by a vice president elections in that sense.
It's very interesting you're saying this because I remember last year when the general election results came out, everyone's eyes were on Chandrababu Naidu, and even today in Delhi, every few weeks there are whispers. Will Chandrababu Naidu stay with Narendra Modi? Could he be offered the prime ministership and become an opposition prime minister? I interviewed your father when you all completed 1 year, and he made it very clear, I'm sticking with the NDA. Is the son also echoing what the father says? Are you going to once and for all scotch all these rumors that Chandrababu Naidu has one eye on the prime ministership and he's waiting for the right moment to strike?
Chandrababu Naidu ji has both eyes on Andhra Pradesh. His agenda is very clear. He wants to make Andhra Pradesh number one.
Okay.
There is no second thoughts about it. In the past also we have said, we are to Gully leaders, we are not Delhi leaders. So we enjoy Gully politics. So we are here to develop our states. So let's put a full stop to all these rumors for the next 4 years. The next election will be in 2029. We will support this administration, this government, one-sided. On matter of bills, if there are any opinions, we'll express it in a closed door setting.
But unconditional support otherwise?
Absolutely.
Absolutely unconditional support till 2029. Telugu Desam is firmly with NDA come what may.
Beyond 29.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I just refer to 2029 because there's an election in 2029. See, once you believe in a leader, see, I'm a person who believes that one person can make all the difference. And history has shown it. Look at Singapore, look at Malaysia. Look at erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Naidu did it. I believe the Honorable Prime Minister is the right leadership, right time, right place that India needs. And it's going to be an unconditional support.
Okay, I take your view. It's very different from what the situation was in 2019 when Chandrababu Naidu ji was against the BJP, but times change. We will, that's politics, I guess, in this country.
Well, we are humans. We do make mistakes. And we learn from our mistakes.
Okay. You mentioned bills specifically. There are a couple of contentious bills that have come up in recent times. For example, in the last parliament session, a bill has been brought to amend the criminal laws in a manner that if a minister or a chief minister or even the prime minister is arrested in a case and doesn't get bail for 30 days, he or she has to resign immediately. Do you support that bill, or do you believe that bill can be misused by your political rivals, whoever is in power, to target someone they don't like?
So I strongly believe that India needs clean politics. It's very, very important. With rising income levels and GDP growing at the pace at which it is, we'll be a multi-trillion-dollar economy and tens of trillion-dollar economy. And so there might be a potential where corruption will also rise. So it's important to have clean politics. I believe that in the past, Supreme Court has given clear guidelines that any political cases against politicians have to be tried and judgments have to be given within the year. It's unfortunate that that is not happening in India. I believe that serious reforms have to come in. Politicians should be held accountable for, in a different level. At the same time, as far as this particular bill, I believe that guardrails have to be there so that it's not misused.
Because that is a fear, isn't it? You've seen it in Andhra Pradesh itself. Your father was jailed when he was in the opposition. There's talk that y'all are now targeting Jagan Mohan Reddy. Given the nature of our politics, do you believe that some protection therefore needs to be there for politicians? Otherwise, bills like this can be misused.
Rajdeep, we are not targeting anyone in Andhra Pradesh. If someone's broken the law, they're going to face music of the law. That's about it. There's no targeting, no selection happening in that sense.
No vendetta.
No vendetta.
You put Chandrababu Naidu ji Gadu in jail. I will put Jagan Reddy in jail.
Well, if Naidu ji wanted to do it, he could have done it by now. That's not our interest. Our interest is our state. Our interest is to make Andhra Pradesh number one across all sectors. And that's the single agenda with which we are working. Number one. Number two, in the past I made it very clear that if anyone breaks the law, they'll have to face music, including Lokesh. If I break the law, it will be Mr. Naidu who will send me to jail first. I don't need opposition. He will do it. No second thoughts about it. His own son, his own party, he will not hesitate. In terms
No
of pulling
father is sending his son to jail.
Well, if I make a mistake, if I break the law, believe me, Mr. Naidu will send me to jail. No second thoughts about it. Saying that if you look at even the Waqf bill, we had our opinion. We expressed it in the JPC. We spoke about it threadbare. And the amendments that we had given, it was accepted. So I believe that there's a role that opposition can play. There is a role that allies of NDA can play in the dispensation. And I believe we should get the better out of the bill.
But are you not worried that you're working therefore within a BJP dominated ecosystem? Yes, in Andhra Pradesh you are the party number one, but the BJP wants to dominate the politics of the country. Eventually they will marginalize and finish or try and finish all the regional parties. Does that worry you, or are you all confident enough that you will be able to have a relationship of equals with the BJP?
I will maintain my relationship with the people of Andhra Pradesh. They decide where we sit. So as long as I'm in their heart, I believe I will be strong. So we forget that and we simply politicalize everything. So whatever we do will be in the interest of the people of Andhra Pradesh, and I believe that is what has made TDP strong. In our 40 plus years of existence, that's what made us strong.
So is that the way it is? In southern India, BJP will always be the junior partner to AIDMK, junior partner to TDP, and wait and watch for the right moment where they can suddenly dominate. Or you believe southern India is very different? Here regional parties call the shots.
I believe Telugu Desam party is very different. I can speak about Telugu Desam party. I can't speak about other political establishments out there. We are strong. We continue to make our party stronger. Generationally, leadership transition has happened in the party. We are carrying everyone together. It's one of the if you look at the kind of MLAs that we have, 50% of them are first-timers, 17 out of the 25 ministers are first-timers. So we bring a lot of raw energy, passion and commitment to do good for our state.
I just want to ask you on one other major national issue. We just had a panel of chief election commissioners and election commissioners on the contentious issue that there is, according to some opposition parties, vote theft taking place in the country, vote chori. Do you believe there is vote chori taking place in India as the opposition alleges? Do you believe that this special intensive drive will be used to benefit the government? Where do you stand?
See, as a political party, we have a very, very robust structure which goes down to the booth. In the past, when electoral rolls were revised, we would get the data, as in we would get the physical format, digitize it, and study which age group the voters have been deleted, added, where they moved. We would actually do all this analysis. This is not new to TDP. We've been doing this for now almost a decade and a half. In the past, we've expressed our opinions on various subjects. We believe that the voter list should be robust, and the SIR should happen. Should happen not just before elections, but we should give enough of time for people to actually represent their views. So if my vote is deleted, I should have enough of time to have my vote be re-registered, and so on and so forth. So therefore, as a political party, we have a very robust mechanism where any voter that's deleted, we actually check whether it's true, whether it's fair or not, and then we have a mechanism to again enroll them.
Do you believe there is vote chori?
Absolutely not.
There's no vote chori?
No vote chori.
So it's the loser's lament. Whoever loses out claims vote chori.
Yeah, it looks like Congress realized the importance of voter list today. We understand the importance of voter list since our inception of our party. That is the most fundamental thing. We've been very focused on it. See, when we met the Election Commission also, our MPs made it very clear on how it should be done, and we expressed our opinion strongly.
Let me ask you one last question on a national subject, because you are also HRD minister of your state. Now we are in Tamil Nadu, which has strongly objected to the national education policy, 3-language formula, believes that this is an imposition of Hindi through the back door. You, on the other hand, your father and you have both supported the idea of 3 languages and allowing Hindi to be taught in schools. Why? There is a fear, you don't have the fear that Hindi will be imposed through the back door?
Let's take a step back and let's talk about language, right? If you look at it, when I met the Honorable Minister in Delhi, Dharmendra Pradhanji, he made it very clear that we should look at medium of instruction in Telugu, not even English. He said Telugu mein karna hai. Mother tongue is very, very important. But as an Indian, I know the importance of learning Hindi. I'm a product of 3 languages, English, Telugu and Hindi. My son is also a product of 3 languages today. And in Andhra, it's not just about 3. Why shouldn't our kids learn 5 languages? Today, our kids are learning German, Japanese, so that they can actually go work in those countries. Where opportunities are there, I think we should learn a language. And with all fairness, NEP has said 3 languages. It has not said Hindi should be the 3rd language.
So what would you tell the people of Tamil Nadu today? Because their government is fearing the idea that this is Hindi through the back door.
I think it's important that our citizens, learn whichever language they want. Give them the opportunity. So what is wrong?
Okay.
So no one is saying the 3rd language the 3rd language has to be Hindi. No one has said that. There's no law in that effect.
But maybe the time has come where some of the North Indian states also start learning South Indian languages.
Why not? And there are billboards, there are directional boards in various North Indian states which are in South Indian languages. In Andhra Pradesh, the state board, we actually, medium of instruction in the borders, we have Oriya, we have Tamil, we have Kannada. It exists already. We're doing it.
Okay, so it should all happen organically without imposition is the way forward.
No, based on the local requirement. What do the kids want?
Okay.
Let's keep the kids as the center of our universe, not politics. And then talk about NEP, right?
That's a good point. Let's come to Andhra Pradesh, a state that you're saying you want to make state number 1. Now, when you took over the government in 2024, the state debt had ballooned from 3 lakh crore in 2019 to about 9 lakh crores in 2024. And it is still a big challenge managing the fiscal debt because you all had made various promises during the elections, handouts, and thereby your fiscal debt, many believe, remains a major cause of concern. How do you then attract investment and make Andhra Pradesh, as you want to call it, state number 1, when you have such a massive fiscal debt problem?
We are already attracting investments because we have a brand ambassador called Chandrababu Naidu ji. If you look at it, India's largest steel plant is coming to Visakhapatnam. We're getting data centers to Visakhapatnam. We're getting various IT companies to Visakhapatnam now. We're getting a lot of electronics manufacturing companies to Rayalaseema. Reliance is building the largest CBG projects in Andhra Pradesh. We are already attracting investments across board. And in the 6 promises that we made, the first promise is to create 20 lakh jobs in 5 years. We were the only political party to have the audacity to put a number to the number of jobs we are going to create in 5 years. And we are going about chasing those jobs.
But you're still a long way from that target. I mean, you're throwing this at people that we are going to create these jobs. It's still a big challenge, surely. And you are attracting investments, yes, but you're doing it by giving huge concessions. You just gave what? 99 paise land allotment?
Yes, that is to TCS.
To TCS?
Absolutely. Why not? Because look at it. If TCS is going to create 25,000 jobs, which is the case in this particular geo that we have given, look at the kind of ecosystem that they're going to create. It's called the first mover advantage. If you have to compete with Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, UP, various other states out there, Gujarat, then I have to think outside the box. See, a lot of people criticized Mr. Naidu in a similar fashion in the past. They said, why do you need 5,000 acres to build an airport in Hyderabad? Please go and look at that airport today. Even for the next 100 years, they don't need to talk about a second airport, while Karnataka today is talking about a second airport. You need leadership with vision. You need a lot of boldness to do things, and we're doing it. And we have looked at the economic rationale, the kind of economic activity and state taxes that all these youngsters are going to pay outweighs giving land at a market price to TCS. And we'll continue to attract investments across board.
I like the way you're openly talking of competing with other states. It's almost as if you're telling people, please don't go to Hyderabad, come to Visakhapatnam. I mean, Hyderabad, which many years ago, Chandrababu Naidu said he was the one who had transformed it. Now you're saying, you don't need to go to Hyderabad, I'll give you a discounted rate and you can have all the land you want in Visakhapatnam. It's interesting because is that the way forward? That states will compete with each other for investments. And that's the way the southern ecosystem in a way will be built. Don't come to Coimbatore, come instead to Tamil Nadu. Come instead to Andhra Pradesh.
Now you're pitting cities versus each other. I think that's not our agenda. Our agenda is states should compete and entrepreneurs should benefit out of it. You know, a lot of startups in specific sectors like space, in the recent time, we have given them land, 200 acres, to build a launch pad, to take satellites up. We have done it. So we are, I believe, at the end, entrepreneurs will benefit out of this. And states have to compete. There's nothing wrong. I believe that's very, very important in this day and age. And it will only make us better. It will enable us to deliver on the promise of speed of doing business.
Because there was a controversy recently also over Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Because aerospace is one of the areas that you're looking at as a growth area. And there was reports that HAL may move out of Karnataka and come to Andhra Pradesh. It was eventually, that rumor was scotched by Karnataka itself. But is that how you see it? That if there is a company which today doesn't want to invest in a Karnataka or Kerala, please come to Andhra Pradesh, we are welcoming you. Is that the attitude that you want to bring? Even if it means some kind of a tug of war with the state.
Mr. Naidu made it very clear. HAL is going to be in Karnataka. No second thoughts about it. We have not asked.
ಶೋಧ ಅಂದರೆ ಹುಡುಕಾಟ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಏನೋ ಒಂದನ್ನು ಹುಡುಕಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಲಾಯರ್ ರೋಹಿತ್ ಹುಡುಕಾಟ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಅವ್ನು ಕಳೆದೋಗಿರೋ ಹೆಂಡತಿ.
ಮಡಿಕೇರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಕೇಸುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿ.
What is wrong? You know, we are the traffic-free side of Bangalore airport. So that's where Kia ecosystem exists. Kia also we fought with various other states and got it to Andhra Pradesh. I believe it's important that states learn to compete rather than crib about it.
But is it a big challenge for you, Nara Lokesh, because you're from a state which was in a way created just a decade ago. And you could even almost call it a green field in that sense. Versus, let's say, Hyderabad, which already had a built-in infrastructure for IT over 20 years. Is that a big challenge when an investor comes and has to choose between Hyderabad's infrastructure and then a Visakhapatnam? Is that a major challenge you've had as a relatively new greenfield state?
Well, it's Fortune 500 company versus a startup. So we are a startup state. We are hungry. We are entrepreneurs. We have the desire. We have the fire in our belly to go attract investments. Now, as we speak, our MSME minister, my colleague was in the summer Davos, where they're doing the MSME conference there, understanding how to create a vibrant MSME ecosystem. So it's not just about big boys. We are focused on MSMEs. We are focused on handlooms, textile. So across sectors, we believe that Andhra Pradesh has an important role to play, and we're going to play that role.
One of the challenges Andhra Pradesh had, particularly in those early years, soon after statehood and the bifurcation of the states in 2014, was funds. At the time, Chandrababu Gadu wanted special status. That's gone. But you've leveraged your power with the center to get funds. I keep meeting a lot of other opposition-ruled state ministers and chief ministers who say, Chandrababu Naidu just has to pick up the phone to a bureaucrat and funds keep pouring in. In July 2024, you demanded financial support of more than 1 lakh crores. December 2024, Mr. Naidu met Prime Minister, sought special assistance. July 2025, you have sought 10,000 crores support. It seems that you have struck a very good deal. You will support the NDA government, they will give you the funds. Yes or no?
As I said, our support to NDA is unconditional.
The funds are part of the condition.
No. Again, you put the condition, I didn't. It's unconditional. But look at it. If you look at projects, semiconductor projects, one of the projects went to Punjab. So are they going to say that, NDA government is against AAP in Punjab? No. So states are competing. Now look at it. When I met Ashwini ji and I said, let's look at, why don't you put in a good word for Andhra Pradesh among investors? He said, I'm giving you a challenge, which I gave to every minister across states. He said, bring about two reforms. One is labor reform, the other one is land conversion reform. If you're the first state to do it, I will support you. And we did it. In 45 days, I did it. That's the exciting part. So states should learn to reform. And there's a government in Delhi willing to support a state that is hungry. If they are complacent, I'm sorry, but they cannot blame Government of India for it.
You know, we are also discussing investments and growth, Nara, Lokesh, at a time when there is concern over Trump's tariffs. And your state is one of the leaders, for example, in seafood exports, which could be hit, and many fear its aquaculture will be hit by Trump's tariffs. We are in Coimbatore, where a number of people fear that hosiery and smaller garment factories will be hit by Trump's tariffs. How concerning are the tariffs to you, given your desire to take your state to another growth level trajectory?
It is a challenge, but India thrives under challenge. We bring about reforms when we are challenged. That's the way we operate. So I said, okay, this is a problem statement. I got all the aqua boys in a room. I said, let's look at the entire ecosystem. And I said, okay, 25% is the challenge. Now tell me, what should Government of India and Government of Andhra Pradesh do to offset this 25%? Chalo, ye reform laya. Okay, we're going to offset 2%. State will give power at a subsidized price for a limited period. We'll offset 5%. So we worked on the equation. I said, okay, here is the solution to offset the 25%. This is what Government of India has to do. This is what state government has to do. And we are now working with central government to deliver on that.
What about seafood exports, for example, to give you a specific, since that's concerned with your state? How are you going to reassure seafood exporters in a state like Andhra Pradesh? Don't worry, we will not allow Trump tariffs to destabilize your industry.
This is the exact activity I've done with the seafood exporters. I got them in a room, 3 hours working session. I said, we have to solve the 25% problem. Tell me, how can I reduce? So 25% ka hai. You take this decision, okay, 5% we can augment. We've done it. We've done a working group already. We are ready for it. At the state level, we're going about implementing the decisions we have taken in that working group. And we have already shared our recommendations to Government of India. And we will augment it.
But are you worried that there will be a hit that the economy will take, including your state economy?
There will be challenges. I won't say a hit. But then crisis is an opportunity. Let's use this as an opportunity. Because aqua is extremely dependent on the US. Let's look at opening up to Russia, China, and in a better way to Europe. So we're quite clear.
When I hear you speak, I almost think that, is this what they taught you at the Stanford School of Business? That, treat a crisis as an opportunity. Is that a benefit to have gone and done an MBA and then come back and put in a closed door room, sit with seafood exporters to decide how are you going to meet the challenge of Donald Trump?
Padayatra helped me. So, when you walk, you really understand the geography far better. You understand people's aspiration much better. The granular things is what matters. If you look at aqua prices, farm gate prices has continued to be stable. But I know what's going to happen in 2 weeks from now. I know what's going to happen from a month from now. So I'm able to foresee that challenge. And that's where, of course, an MBA helps. I'm able to foresee that challenge, and we are working on resolving this.
So what going ahead are the big challenges for you to make Andhra Pradesh this state number one? As I said, there is the challenge of the fiscal deficit because of the condition of the parlous condition, financial condition your state was. There's also the Amaravati challenge. A lot of critics of your government continue to say, why is Chandrababu obsessed with building this capital city in Amaravati in the middle of nowhere? Is this because he still cannot get over the fact that Hyderabad has gone away, his dream city is no longer his, therefore I need to create an alternate? Do you really believe the Amaravati dream can sustain itself and turn into a city of the future?
Absolutely. And I think India needs 100 Amaravatis. India should learn to build new cities altogether. What's wrong? That is what Cyberabad is. If you look at what Cyberabad is today, it is a new city. Hyderabad, Secunderabad, and then came Cyberabad. All in what? 30 years? And today Cyberabad is supporting the entire economy of Telangana. So what's wrong in dreaming? These are the same people who said, does a computer feed you? In Telugu they said, computer annam bedtunda. Does computer feed you? Look at how IT is supporting our youngsters today. So it takes one visionary who has this big audacious goal to go deliver. And Mr. Naidu is a doer and a deliver. He's done it in the past, he'll do it all over again.
So in the middle of farmlands with accusations that farmers' lands are being taken away, you believe that's a very old way of looking at the idea of building a new city?
When farmers themselves are willing to give land and they're saying we want to be part of this growth story, then what is the problem? There's no issue in that sense. When people are willing to come forward and create a knowledge economy in a small area, it's 35,000 acres. It's a beautiful ecosystem that we're going to build, a world-class infrastructure we're going to build. And I believe this is the way India should look at actually building cities.
Do you believe, therefore, that IT, which you made one of your sort of unique selling points, is the way that a state like Andhra Pradesh will distinguish itself from its counterparts? Use this IT, AI revolution that's going to take place to transform the way the businesses are done. Will you be manufacturing-led, or do you become a service sector, IT, AI-led knowledge economy? Which are there two models out there and which one would you choose?
Andhra will fuse both.
Andhra will fuse both.
Yes. We are an extremely long state. If you look at our geography, we are an extremely long state. So each district, we have said, okay, this is going to be the focus area. And in that, we looked at vertical and horizontal integration. Now, what do I mean by vertical? Let's take a cell phone as an example. There are a lot of components that go into a mobile phone manufacturing. I believe that India needs to learn to build ecosystems. So within a 100-kilometer radius, we want to build the entire vertical ecosystem. So it could be the camera lens module manufacturer, the Li battery, the casing, the display, the haptic engine, the whole 9 yards we're going to build. Horizontal integration is where my ministry comes in. Education, skill development, testing equipment. So I believe we should learn to build this kind of sustainable ecosystems, and that's exactly what we're going to do in Andhra. And it's going to be across board. In manufacturing, even in IT. And with all fairness, we are working towards quantum computing. And India's first 158 qubit quantum computer is going to come to Amaravati. And January is the timeline for it.
Is that also, since you're also HRD Education Minister, does that also require the way we change our education system to make people more skilled? I thought one of the more interesting aspects your father revealed to me in an interview last year was, I don't believe in caste census. India should have a skill census. We need to skill the young and give them the skills that will enable them to adjust to this new economy. How are you actually going to move in that direction to actually make youngsters skilled for this new economy that you talk about?
As an education minister, I keep thinking that my responsibility is both for the mind and the soul. So if you look at it, we are now integrating our youngsters to the market. So we're coming about with a Naipunyam portal where in certain traits, we're actually going to test our kids. And on a framework, we're going to say this is where they rank and you can hire them. It's a very transparent mechanism where supply and demand is matched and there's a skill intervention. We have done this for nursing recently, where close to 18 kids are going to Germany as healthcare professionals. And I believe we can send close to 50,000 of them
and
to different
parts. These could be from small rural areas?
All of them are from rural areas. All of them are from rural areas across castes. I believe that is the magic we can do. See, while jobs is important, I believe that our fundamental fabric of Bharat is equally important. And that's something that I've been very passionate about. Gender diversity, respecting women. This is something I believe it should start at home. It should start from kindergarten all the way up to PhD. There are a lot of colloquial words in Telugu language that we use, like, are you wearing bangles? So when you want to demean a person, you say this. Are you wearing a sari? Don't behave like a girl. Don't cry like a girl. And this is something I'm taking quite seriously. You know, first grade, second grade textbooks have pictures, household chores, all of them being done by women. Why is that the case? In the US, Brahmani and I shared work 50-50. So we changed the photos. We made it 50-50. And if you look at all the sports persons' pictures in the books, it's all men. Now we're making it 50-50. Even women should aspire to be part of the sports ecosystem. And that's where I believe we should work towards, the mind and the soul.
You know, when I hear you, it's interesting because I told you this once. I interviewed your late grandfather, the great N.T. Ramarao in the early 90s. Then, of course, your father as he was building Hyderabad, and now the son. I fear that ages me, but I want to understand, how are you different to your father and grandfather? How is Nara are you someone who wants to use them as role models, or you want to carve your own path? You're very different to your father and grandfather. How are you different to them, or are you very similar to them?
The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. So I draw great inspiration from them. I learn a lot. It's like, Teacher's Day I said it. My lifelong teacher is my father. And that's the Indian fabric. Right? You learn a lot from your father. You learn a lot from your mother, your grandparents at home. A lot of values come from them. And that's what makes Bharat great. No second thoughts about it. But then there are occasions where I disagree with our leadership. I disagree with my father. In cabinet also I disagree with certain views. So he gives us the flexibility to voice our opinions. And that's what is the making of a great leader. And Mr. Naidu enables us to do it.
No, is that a generational fight? That you have a very different way of looking at the world, and he still has a very different way of looking at the world. He's still, if I may say so, much more of a politician who became a technocrat. You're the other way around. You're someone who's had all the benefit of a fine foreign education. You come back, you were a technocrat who's had to become a politician. Is that a difference? Is there a generational clash between Nara, Lokesh and Chandrababu Naidu?
Had to is a wrong word. No one forced me to become a politician. In my essay for my Stanford MBA, I made it very clear that I will become a politician and I will lead my state from the front. So I was always inspired. I was always passionate about being a politician and serving my people. And yes, generational shift will happen in India. It's just a matter of time. But I believe that, Mr. Naidu is the right leader for Andhra Pradesh, and we are all here to support him.
Okay, there's a lot of young people here listening to you. I know there's a large Telugu diaspora which watches your videos very closely, as well as a lot of young people here. What is the best thing that you would say about politics to encourage the young to join politics? And what's the worst thing about politics?
So, last few days I've been visiting schools. So I asked the kids, I said, how many of you want to be engineers? Everyone raised hands. Doctors, a few raised hands. Lawyers, IAS, IPS officer, and few other profession. But then when I said politician, no one raised their hand. And that worries me. Because well-educated individuals should enter politics. We have to lead from the front. The change that we want to bring about in politics, we have to lead it. No one is going to do our job.
Even if they don't have a family surname?
Absolutely. Look at the way in Andhra we have done it. Teachers have become, a teacher is now our home minister. Political parties enable us. There are great opportunities for youngsters to be part of the ecosystem. And in Andhra Pradesh, Telugu Desam Party, since 1982, has encouraged youngsters, people from various professions to come up.
So you don't believe that you have to be part of a dynasty to enter politics?
Absolutely not. If you look at Telugu Desam Party, we've handled all three very well. We've carried legacies forward. Ram Mohan Naidu is a great example of it. He's doing an amazing job. He's a cabinet minister at the central government on his own right. He's done exceptionally well. Second, we have leaders who've been 3-time MLAs to up to 7-time MLAs. We are carrying them. Then we have youngsters. 50% of them are first-time MLAs. We are also taking them together. I believe that all of us have an important role to play in Indian politics. And together, that's what makes Telugu Desam Party different from other political establishments.
What's the worst thing about politics? When do you think, I have had enough of this, I want to nicely relax and go on a nice holiday away from all of this?
Well, I do like to take breaks. I'm also human.
What's your favorite holiday destination?
There's nothing like a favorite holiday destination. It depends on the season and where I would like to go. And am I going with my wife or with my son or with my parents? So it depends on where we...
So where would you go with your wife and son, and where with the parents?
Devansh loves to ski. So if it's a winter break, we go skiing. So that's there. With my parents, it's exceptionally difficult to take Mr. Naidu on a break because everyone recognizes him. So I find a destination where no one can recognize him. And then I take him to such a destination.
There is no place in the world where there isn't a Telugu speaker. And if there is a Telugu speaker, I'm sure they'll find you. I want to end though by thanking Andhra Pradesh, did a story on a village which was completely cut off by water bodies, and therefore the children were struggling to reach their school, which was several kilometers away. A report by Apurva and on the BBC about that, about the condition of the students, inspired or pushed Nara Lokesh to ensure that the children will have a school where they live. And I think when a politician responds so quickly to what is done, it's a sign, Nara Lokesh, that you are a politician of Gen Next who is willing to change with the times. So for that and much else, we appreciate you joining us, and it's always a pleasure to listen to a Gen Next politician who has a mission at the moment to make Andhra Pradesh one of India's leading states. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big hand to Nara Lokesh.
Thank you, Rajdeep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now that has been a wonderful session. I request both you gentlemen to please stay on stage, as I'd like to thank our session sponsor G Square, and also call on stage Mr. Bala Ramajayam, MD of G Square, to hand over a token of our appreciation. We can also have on stage Mr. Amar Sinha, CEO, Radico Khaitan Limited.
इशारा समझ